Today, we're diving into a story it's almost unbelievable. We're talking about Pompeii, a busy, living Roman city that was flash frozen in time by the very thing that destroyed it. So come on, let's peel back those layers of ash and see what life was really like right before the end.
Just look at this. You can see the entire layout of the city, its streets, its homes, and right there, looming over it all, is Mount Vesuvius. This single image tells the whole story, doesn't it? A thriving city living right next to a sleeping giant.
Let that sink in for a second. It's this wild paradox, right? A disaster so total, so absolute, that it created the most perfect time capsule of Roman life we have. It's like someone hit the pause button on August 24th, 79 AD. So to really get what was lost, and weirdly what was saved, we have to stop seeing Pompeii as just a bunch of ruins. We've got to imagine it as it was, a place full of noise and people and life.
That's the number. About 20,000 people call this place home. And this wasn't some sleepy little town. No way. This was a rich, booming city with beautiful public buildings, fancy villas, and shops everywhere. It was a happening place. But here's the thing. To really understand Pompeii on its last day, you have to rewind the clock way back. Because the city wasn't always Roman. It had layers, like a story built on top of other stories.
This timeline really lays it all out. It kicks off way back in the 8th century BC with a group called the Oscans. But then you get waves of influence. The Greeks show up, then the Etruscans take over, then the Samnites. It's not until 89 BC that it officially becomes Roman. So you've got this incredible mix of cultures all baked into the city's DNA.
And you can literally see this history in the stones. This, for example, is the Doric Temple, built way back in the 6th century BC. Those columns are pure Greek style. It's a ghost of a much earlier time, standing right there in the middle of a Roman city.
Okay, let's fast forward to its final chapter, its golden age as a Roman town. Under Rome, Pompeii absolutely thrived. It was a key port for trade and a super popular vacation spot for the Roman elite.
And boy, did they love to show off their prosperity. On the left, you've got the Forum, the absolute heart of the city, where all the business and politics went down, and on the right, the huge theater that could seat thousands. These places were the buzzing, beating heart of the community. And you can't have a Roman city without some serious entertainment. This was the courtyard for the gladiator barracks, right next to the giant amphitheater. This is where the rock stars of the ancient world lived and trained. It was a massive part of daily life here.
But there were warnings. In 62 AD, a monster earthquake hit the area, and it wrecked the place. This carving here actually shows buildings in the Forum all tilted and broken from the quake. It was a clear, terrifying sign of the power churning right underneath their feet.
17 years later, that power was completely unleashed. In 79 AD, Vesuvius woke up, and for 2 straight days, it was pure hell on earth. Pompeii was about to be wiped off the face of the map.
Just look at the scale of this thing. The ash cloud was enormous. It didn't just hit Pompeii. It buried other cities like Herculaneum and Stabae, too. This was a regional apocalypse.
So here's how it went down, and it's absolutely terrifying. It happened in 2 main stages. First, for about 18 hours, it rained down these light little volcanic rocks called pumice. It was awful, sure, but it was survivable. It gave people a window to get the heck out. But then came phase 2, pyroclastic flows. Think of them as superheated avalanches of ash and gas moving at hundreds of miles an hour. There was no surviving that.
For anyone left in the city, death was almost instant. For a long time, we all thought they suffocated on the ash, but a 2010 study revealed something far more horrifying. It was the heat. The pyroclastic flow was over 250 degrees Celsius. It was instantaneous thermal shock. Just unbelievable.
And then, silence. For almost 1,700 years, Pompeii was gone, buried and forgotten. But when it was rediscovered in the 18th century, it was like opening a door to the past, and it basically launched the entire modern science of archaeology.
And one of the most incredible and haunting inventions came in 1863. An archaeologist named Giuseppe Fiorelli had this genius idea. He noticed these strange, hollow spaces in the hardened ash. He realized they were where bodies had decomposed, leaving a perfect mold. So he started carefully pouring plaster into them. And this is the result. These aren't statues. They are the exact shape of people in their very last moments. You can see them trying to shield their faces or huddling together. It's so profoundly human. It just connects you directly to the tragedy across 2,000 years.
Okay, so let's jump to today, because the story is far from over. Now, Pompeii is in a different kind of fight, a race against time to save this fragile site, even as brand new discoveries are still being made all the time.
It's really a tale of two cities right now. On one hand, amazing things are still being found. A whole ceremonial chariot in 2021, a snack bar with food still in the pots, a gorgeous blue-painted shrine just this year. But on the other hand, the parts of the city that are already exposed are under constant attack from rain, sun, and sadly, even people. And look, this isn't a new problem. People were sounding the alarm bells way back in 1996, saying the site was in desperate need of repair. You see, the very act of digging it up exposed it to the elements, and now those elements are slowly trying to reclaim it.
And if anyone needed a wake-up call, they got a big one in 2010. The House of the Gladiators, a famous and important building, just collapsed after a period of heavy rain. It sent shockwaves through the world and showed just how fragile this incredible piece of our shared history really is.
Which brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? The same volcanic ash that preserved Pompeii in the first place was also its perfect shield. Now that we've taken that shield away, we're left with this enormous challenge. How do we save a city that was so perfectly and so tragically saved by the very thing that killed it?